Greetings, agents. Ethan Gladwell here with Medicare Millennials. Today, I wanted to just talk about a phone call that I received, I believe it was yesterday morning, from a client who was distraught and really almost to the point of tears. And I really had no clue what they were talking about until we started doing a little digging. So stick with me today. Today's topic is why it's important to verify if the client has a prescription drug plan or not, and as well as if they have LIS or extra help. Those two do go hand in hand. Now, this is focused more towards Medicare Advantage clients, but to be honest, this was a supplement client during annual enrollment period last year that just called me. We had switched to a MA plan during AEP, and then she had called me again just yesterday. So that was May 2nd. So it was the first of the month. Usually, if you're going to get some crazy calls, that's usually when it is, most likely because something changed. So here was the phone call. I got it first thing in the morning, and it was Ethan. I just got a letter in the mail from Social Security that says I have a late enrollment penalty. What is this? Well, being that it was pretty early in the morning, I'm an hour behind her. I'm back in Central Time. I honestly didn't know, but one thing that I did know is the plan that I had put her on was just an MA, not an MAPD. So she would not have gotten that letter from me. Also, she would have gotten that letter well before the end of last year. So the first thought is she's made a change. So I said, all right, well, Mrs. Jones, can I ask you a quick question? Have you made any recent changes in your Medicare plan? And she said, actually, yes. A lady had come out about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little less, and switched me to another carrier. Well, a couple of things there we can kind of dive into. Maybe me not doing a good enough job explaining to her that I am her agent and I represent all carriers and things like that. We could have a whole separate conversation there. But the point of the story is that agent didn't know what they were doing, didn't check if she had prescription drug coverage or not, or at a minimum extra help. Turns out she has neither. So she has gone, whatever $40 was her penalty a month. She's gone that long without prescription drug coverage. She put her on a prescription drug plan, so she put her on an MAPD. And the first letter you're going to get in the mail is you've got a penalty. Guys, that is the number one reason or way you're going to get a complaint. Now, you can discuss that with the client, and if they choose to take that penalty because maybe the cost savings of their drugs with the prescription drug plan is more than that penalty, but that's a conversation you must have. And the way you have to find that out is you have to double check if they have a prescription drug plan or extra help. Guys, you can look at a carrier, you can call a carrier. I personally use United Healthcare. You go to their Medicare, Medicaid check, it'll show up, right? You type in their name, date of birth, and their Medicare number. It'll show you if they have current PDP plan and if they have extra help or LIS. It takes that long, right? That step will prevent you from getting a pissed off client, a complaint, a cancellation, and obviously any sort of referrals in the future. That small step alone will prevent all those things. That agent did not do that. And so that's why we're going to cancel that plan. We're going to get her back into a plan, and we're going to make sure that she does not have prescription drug coverage. The lady doesn't even take any prescriptions. We went over that during AEP last year. She decided, no, I don't want to fool with that penalty. So I told the lady, I said, well, I think this should be a lesson here that when I tell you that I work with every single insurance carrier, that means I've looked at everything for you. When I tell you that I'm your Medicare agent, that means I don't want you to switch at any time for any reason ever. Okay? So I quite literally made her promise me that if we could get that fixed, thank God I have a different special election period to do so, but if we can get that fixed, she can never switch again without contacting me first. That's huge, guys. What that agent did is not only cost her a $40 a month penalty, but she took away the $50 a month give back. So that was a $90 a month error. That's an over $1,000 a year error that agent made. And what is that going to result in? That's going to result in a cancellation. And the client is threatening to file a complaint because she did not let her know of that. So that's an easy way to avoid that complaint, to avoid those cancellations. Double check if they have prescription drug coverage before you present a plan. double check that even if they didn't have prescription drug coverage, but they do have a form of extra help that'll help that penalty out, just double check that. That's so simple. That's such an easy thing to do to avoid such a large mess. So hope this helps somebody out there. Again, agents, if you're out there not checking this and this was you that did that, I'm going to tell you, shame on you. That's a rookie error, and I hope that you never make that again, because again, thankfully I had a special election period to fix this, but I just got bad news earlier today that I did not have a special election period, and the lady has to wait until August to get out of that situation. So make sure you're doing your due diligence, guys. As always, please follow us on Instagram. I typically put little tidbits and snips there day in and day out to help you guys out, a little bit less time than these long YouTube videos. We'll talk to you guys soon. I hope you guys are out there crushing it. Take care.